Thanks for clicking that thumbnail. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Apeman H55 non-cellular trail camera. It's got 20 megapixels, 1080p photos, 0.5 second trigger speed, and 65 foot range. Apeman actually reached out to me to do this review. They are not paying me for this. They did give me the camera though. So thank you, Apeman. While they did give this camera to me to test, I'm going to give an honest review. So if this camera is junk, I'm going to let you guys know. Some features real quick. It does take time-lapse video. It has a 2-inch built-in LCD, and then it's rated IP66 for waterproof. Once again, I don't know what that means other than the fact that it can get rained on. It says it has anti-fog clearing, which is nice because a lot of the cameras I have fog up in the mornings, and it sucks because there's always the monster buck sitting right there. He's like, Josh, look at me. And I can't see him. So let's get this thing on the desk, open it up, and then we'll set it up in the field. So this is the H55 trail camera from Apeman. So we got the sensor, the LEDs, the lens, and then 2 indicators, LED indicators for when it's taking a picture. On here they got the 1/4-20 connector that you can connect to the mount that they provide you with, or you can connect it to any camera mount system that you can get in the store, or even a tripod or a monopod, etc. And then it has the 6-volt external battery input or external solar panel input. For anybody that already has like a 12-volt input, it will not work, but you don't have to worry about blowing up the camera because it's a different size input. And here's where the batteries go in on the bottom. Very simple. Now with the opened on the bottom, you got a USB input. It looks like maybe that's where the microphone might be as well. But there's also a spot here that looks like it might be where the microphone is. I'm not real sure which one is the microphone. I like that the lens and the screen is mounted on the back side, not on this front part, because then when I set it up on the tree, I know exactly where I'm going to be aiming the camera. I know exactly what it's going to look like with the screen. Let's turn it on, get it set up. I do not like that beep. I don't know, possibly I could probably turn it off when I get in here, we'll find out. But if I, for some reason, am setting up a camera on a way to a stand in the morning or something like that, I don't want a beep going off. Speak English, okay. 2021, 6. See, that can't be happening. I mean, obviously you want to have all this stuff set before you go into the field, but just in case, 1155. Yeah, let's format the card. Even though it's brand new, we'll format it. Shows I'll be able to take 12,649 images. So let's get the menu set up. Let's go to mode. So mode, you got photo, video, photo, video. I'm always doing photo, video. Photo resolution. So you got from 2, you got 2, 3, 5, 8, 12, 16, 20. Okay, I'm gonna go with 20. I wanna see what this looks like. The only advantage you really get from having a 20 megapixel image over a 12 megapixel image is you're able to zoom into the image and get a better resolution of something in the background. Okay, photo series. 1, 2, or 3 photos. I'm just gonna do 1 because I'm video resolution, 1080p, 720p, 480p. I'm gonna go with 1080p. Video length, I'm gonna go with 30 seconds. Cycle storage, and that's, once again, that basically means when the card fills up, it will start rewriting new files over the oldest pictures on the card. It's probably a good thing to have for somebody that doesn't reformat the card or doesn't erase the images off the card. That gives you the option to rewrite over those older images that you've already looked at. But say you're gonna leave this out for a couple months and you don't look at those images, any of those old images that you might get, they're gonna be erased, especially if you're in a hot spot where there's a lot of images. So the infrared, so I'm gonna turn it down to 10 seconds. So when you do this, basically the infrared sensor doesn't detect anything for 10 seconds after your last image was taken. Sensitivity, I'm just gonna keep it in the middle for now. We'll do middle. Target recording time. I don't know what that means. Let me look in the manual. By the way, the manual is very thick because it has 5 different languages. So in the manual, you have English, Dutch, French, Italian, and Spanish. Okay, so basically the target recording time, if I was to turn this on, then I would choose when I want the camera to take pictures. Now for me, I always have the camera taking pictures. But in the case of security, say you have these on a job, on a work site, you can set that so that this camera is only working when nobody is there. I'm not going to do a time lapse for this video, but I've never actually ran a time lapse on a trail camera. I've said it in other videos, and I want to do that. So we will test that ability for the time lapse with this camera, but it won't be in this video. It'll be in a video down the line when I do a 1-month review of this camera and see how well it's still working after a month. But if you do turn it on, you can set the pictures of how often. So, you know, you can probably take 1 picture an hour, 1 picture every 30 seconds. I'm not real sure what you could probably do 1 every second if you wanted to, but that would be a lot of pictures. All right, so we're gonna go back. So in this, if you wanna go back, you hit menu, and then if you wanna select something, hit okay. Already did the language, time and date, serial number, temp unit. So I wanna check, make sure it's Fahrenheit, it is. And the beep sound, there we go. So I can get the beep sound off. There we go, so that's great. Audio recording, I want the audio recording on. And then the stamp, so time, date, and logo. Time, date, I'll keep the logo on for the sake of this video, but you know, once you start using this for personal use, I don't see the point of having a logo in any of these pictures. Password protection, I'm not going to change that. Format memory card, I already did that. Reset settings, I don't want to do that. Version, that's it. So if you want to do a test photo, like so, I can just hit OK. And there we go, we have a test photo on there. So as you see, it was very easy to set up this Apeman H55 trail camera. Now let's get it out into the field and get some pictures taken. So I'm at my dad's farm. Got the Apeman set up on the tree over there. This tree right here is where my stand will be in the next week or so. Ravi sat in it last year. He didn't have success, but he did see some deer. I already have stakes in the tree and whatnot, so I just got to put a ladder up to the stakes, and then from there I can put the hang-on stand. For anybody that's not in Michigan right now, these mosquitoes are out of control. It was really dry April and May, and then June comes along and it just rained. It's rained all June, rained all July. So the mosquitoes are just breeding like crazy. And man, it's rough. Not as bad in the sun, but they still suck. Quick fact, did you know that the little mosquitoes that bite you, the ones that just harass you and buzz in your ear and nag you all the time, they're only female. Imagine that. So we got the camera set up. Let's go and look at these pictures now. Whew. So as of right now, I don't have a whole lot of pictures to go through. I made the mistake. So the one thing I will say is I made the mistake of when I set it up, actually in this video, when you see me messing with it on the table, for some reason I turned the time lapse on accident. Plus I had photo and video. So when it was trying to do a time lapse, and it did create a time lapse, but it was like weird because it was like half video, half. So I ended up mosquitoes, man. So I ended up messing that up. From the pictures that I did get, I do like the quality. I like how it's not as wide. Like it. At first, I wasn't thinking I was gonna like that it wasn't a really wide angle lens, but I kind of like it because I can see a lot more detail in deer. A lot of my other cameras, the deer don't seem to get that close to, but it was just weird. I just had it set up in the right spot maybe, but there's a lot of detail in those pictures. The videos and the pictures are a little noisy during the day. I do have it set up in the woods for both photos. I'll put it out like in an open field here in a couple days, and we'll see how it looks in the open field. But for the most part, I think it's really good quality, especially for 49 bucks. You got 20 megapixels. And the other thing too is I didn't really show it in the video, but there's a lot of pictures or videos where the deer is just outside the frame and it's actually coming into the frame. So it's picking up the deer before they come into the frame. So that's really good that the sensor is quick like that. It is I think it says only 0.5, which is fast, but you know, in today's standards, I mean, they got cameras that are like 0.2, you know, it's crazy. So, but the trigger works really well. The one thing I will say I don't like is that they use the AVI video format. And the main reason I don't like it is because I have an iPhone and the videos won't play on my iPhone unless I convert them first. As well, they're a little hard on my video editor. I have to reformat them to put them into the editor as well. The other thing too is I had a 16 gigabyte card in the camera and it filled up after 4 days of videos. So I don't know if it has to do with the AVI format, but whatever it is a large bit rate for an HD video system. That's about it. I'm going to touch back with this camera, give it a full review as far as like picture quality, battery life, all that stuff, you know, how well it holds up in the weather and so on. And then I'm also going to be doing a comparison video with this camera and a couple other cameras that are in the same price point. Anyway, thanks for watching. Comment down below, hit that like button, subscribe. I gotta go.